As Piaget is forming his theory of cognitive development, how children develop their ability to think by interacting with their physical environment, Lev Vygotsky was a Russian psychologist who was also studying the way that children think and how they learn. He actually argued that social interaction plays a key role in cognitive development. So, relationships are important in helping children develop their ability to think. Vygotsky identified what he called the zone of proximal development. We're going to look at a diagram in a second, but it's essentially what a child can do with the appropriate help from what he called a more knowledgeable other. And a more knowledgeable other can be a parent, a teacher, a coach, a peer. It's essentially the zone between what a child can and can't do. So I want you to think of an example of a skill that you learned, anything that you've learned how to do because of the help of someone else in your life who helped you through it. Think about something where there was another person who was really influential in your ability to learn something. More likely than not, in that situation, we would say you were in what Vygotsky identified as the sweet spot or the zone of proximal development. So we have, all of us, as we're growing and we're developing, we have a set of skills that we can do on our own, right? So I will just use my 11-year-old as an example. She can tie her shoes by herself. She can add, subtract, multiply, divide by herself. But now as she's getting into sixth grade math, there are some things, like she's starting to get into algebra a little bit, right? Algebra is still within the zone of what she's capable of doing with the help of her teachers and her parents. We would not try to give her calculus because this is in this yellow zone right here, which is the can't do yet. No matter how much support, or Vygotsky called it scaffolding, no matter how much scaffolding we as her parents or her teachers provide for her, she is not yet ready to step to that higher level of thinking. But Vygotsky said with the proper scaffolding or with the proper supports put into place, parents, caregivers, teachers, coaches can help children thrive in this zone of proximal development.